G'day guys, this is Omega back with another video. It's been a really busy last few days. Me and Tawhidi did an interview. I took a day off work to get that interview up, and stayed up half the night. And I do ask that people help support the channel, because obviously I'm taking days off work to get this stuff out there, and I'm getting absolutely nothing back for doing it. So please, support the channel through PayPal or by sharing it on social media. But I was talking to Imam Tawhidi today, and he sent me some messages. And just for the sake of this, I'm going to put the messages, or a part of what we were talking about, on the screen here, and that is. We got shadow blocked on his Facebook page. He uploaded my interview with him, and it was shadow blocked by Facebook. And I texted him and I said, Imam, what's going on? And he said, he goes, I put that up 8 hours ago, but it hasn't got a single like yet. And I said, it's been shadow blocked, dude. And I got hold of my editor, and it's been shadow blocked. So Facebook is shadow blocking Tawhidi's content. They don't want people talking about this. It's ridiculous, because if we can get an honest conversation happening about this, we can get rid of the 10 or 15%. They keep saying the radicalized Muslims are only 10 or 15%. Well, let's get rid of them. Doesn't that make perfect sense? I mean, that's what Tawhidi's trying to do. He's trying to expose this radical element so we can get them out of the bloody country. And Facebook, allow people to stream all sorts of extreme content, but our content's being shadow blocked. It's ridiculous. So here's what Tawhidi had to say about that, and he's obviously got some other things to say, and this is his latest Facebook upload as well. Cheers, guys. Bye.
Mr. Mark Zuckerberg, can you please just let me speak, Habibi, please? And you and whoever's watching me on Facebook, man, and every time I come out live, you guys have to censor and do shadow filtering and whatever you guys do, shadow blocking, whatever. Just let me talk. We have a big problem as imams. We have a big problem, and that is Muslim imams are afraid. They're afraid of speaking out against radicalization. They fear the fact that if they speak, they'll lose funding, and they'll lose income, and they won't be able to feed their family, and so on. Look, if you don't rebel against what is wrong within the religion, then you're as guilty as the radical. Honestly. We need to rebel. Stand up against what you used to teach. What were you teaching before? Stand up and say, okay, from here and enough. Honestly, now and enough. Let us move on. Unite with humanity against the radicals within our own religion. That is the only way we can move forward. Now let me tell you a story of myself. Before I wanted to become to announce that I have a mission to reform Islam, I would actually spend the last 2 years of my life preaching in a very acceptable way within the Muslim community. And the Muslim community would expect you to preach saying, it's okay to beat your wife. Why not? Beat them as a last resort. That's the Muslim community. So I would do things. I brought an extension cord to one of my lectures, and I bought an axe, and I bought a clothes hanger, so I can show the people what we're talking about is serious stuff, man. You guys have a serious problem with violence against women, and it needs to stop. It needs to stop. So I would lecture. I would say, why don't you take the more appropriate interpretation that says, tap them. Tap a woman. Just tap like that. Instead of beating them. Why don't we start reforming slowly, slowly, gradually? You know? And even if it turns red, give her a fine. If you tap her and it turns red, give her the fine. Although legally you can't even point at a woman. But, you know, the community won't accept. They want Kaiser Trad, who says beat them as a last resort. That's what they want. So I tried everything. I tried everything with the community for the past 2 years. If it doesn't work, leave. Leave. Do not stay in a community that wants violence from you. That's the only thing they want. They love you because you're a violent preacher. Why don't you leave? Rebel. Rebel. You have seen how the Australian community has embraced me. You've seen it. You've seen exactly the type of love that I have received from them. And it is something I will never forget until I am killed. Not until I die, until I am killed. And I love them all. Come, I'm calling to the Imams to come on my side. Come. Let us join together. Let us make a powerful network of moderate reformers, peaceful Imams throughout Australia. And let us change history. Let us rise. Rebel. Do not be afraid. It's not shameful to go asking for financial support from Centrelink if the radical organization kicks you out. Honestly. You know, you try to please the community for how long? How long are you going to keep trying to please them for? They're never going to be pleased with you whatsoever. And don't be ashamed. I mean, for God's sake, I used to be someone who was taught to, body harm and many things that we were taught in Islam seemed okay. I mean, come on. Look, you have an Imam. What do you expect from Imam schooling, Imam training? What do you get? As an Imam, when the West looks at someone as an Imam, okay, what is an Imam? It's someone who went to school and learned about Sharia law. You learned about the beheadings. You learned about how it is okay to justify wife beating. That's what they taught us. That is exactly what they taught us. That's how I know what's in the book. That's how I know. Because you taught us. It is perfectly fine to rebel, rise against the teachings that are within the religion, the violent Sharia law, the wife beating. Try with your community. Try, if you're an Imam, and you probably get tens of cases where women are complaining and they're being beaten by their husbands. Try, if you can, change the interpretation from a violent interpretation to a more peaceful interpretation, then good on you, my brother. But if you can't, then rebel. Rebel. And do not be afraid. Come out and go against them. I mean, Brother Cliff Wilson says we can also watch memory. Indeed. I mean, Imam Tawhidi would have a memory on his own. Like, honestly, the amount of classical preaching, I was someone that used to be against migrating to the West, even when I was already an Australian citizen. They mess with your mind, they mess with your brain, they mess with this, to the point that you can't think straight. That's what they do. That's exactly what they do. And when you rebel, you become the fake. Good. We want to become fake radicals. We don't want to be radicals, we want to become the fake ones. We want to be the ones that open the books and show the people what they are teaching other Imams. What is happening? Rebel. Don't be afraid. Me, I welcome all of the other Imams that feel that it's time to reform. Rise. Rise. I will be with you. It's only been a few months for me anyway. Rise. And we will be embraced by the Australian majority, the way they've embraced me, and I love them. And now I'm uniting with them against the radicals from within my own religion, and I'm not ashamed of it. I am not ashamed of it. I love the idea of one God. I love the idea of having a beautiful prophet. I love the idea of good traditions and good ethics. But if the type of thinking isn't what God wants, then we need to rebel. Honestly. Even if they call you a Zionist, even if they call you a government puppet, rebel. Stand against what you once stood for. Be men. Be men. Slowly, slowly. They taught me in school that beating the wife is okay. I came to Australia and I said, instead of beating them, tap them. And if it turns red, give them a fine. I saw the Muslim community doesn't want that peaceful interpretation. They want to beat as a last resort. Animals. So you rebel. Stand against them. Stand against them. Do not let them rule over you. Don't let anyone control you or control your career. You're a man. You have a family. What you preach today will be applied and implemented to your daughter. Rebel against them. Be strong. Be powerful. In the heart. In the heart. Be strong in the heart. Come on. Together. I've only been very outspoken. I've showed my views in the last few months against the violence in Sharia law and the beheading and so on. Yes, at times I was afraid because I thought they'd come beheading me. But if we just said, you know what, forget it. We're not going to let this institute do this to the people. We're not going to let this happen. Rebel, and I will embrace you. I'll be the first one to embrace you. Me, my association, and all of the people with me in my office will embrace you. We'll take care of you. But you need to rebel against the radicalization within the community. Let them call you the rebel Imam. Let them call you the revisionist, the reformer, the Zionist, the whatever. The point is, stand against radicalization. God bless you all. I read your comments and you make me very happy. You make me smile. I pray for you all, honestly. I pray for you all, and that's all I had to share. I am not ashamed of the fact that I rebelled against the radicalization and the radical preachings. I'm not ashamed. And we need to join forces as moderate imams. And we need to have a strong organization of imams in this country that stand against the Bukhari, that stand against the criminal activities. We need to make sure that the path we have paved right now continues forever. We need to do that, and we can do that together. May you all be blessed. May you all be blessed. And just to give you all a heads up, I have started writing a book. Started to write a book, and hopefully it'll be something that you all like. It'll contain my change from a classical cleric who was taught the classical teachings of classical Islam and now has another vision. Call me rebel, call me Zionist, call me funded by ASIO, call me whatever you like. The point is, the truth needs to come out. And may God bless you all. Thank you, all of you. Thank you. God bless you. I've just started writing the book. Just started. Like it's only a few pages on Microsoft Word. But hopefully by the end of this year, hopefully, we can get something done. I'll keep you updated on that. But yeah, many requests. When are you going to write your book? When are you going to write your book? I thought I might as well let you know that I've started. God bless you all. Yeah, man, of course. Rebel. Rebel. Be strong. Be brave. Who cares if he was the best friend of Prophet Muhammad? Who cares? Who cares if he was the father-in-law of the Prophet Muhammad? Who cares? If he's a terrorist, if he's a criminal, if he inspired a group like ISIS to come down the track and behead people, curse that figure. So what? So what if they're the family of the Prophet Muhammad? So what if she was the wife of Prophet Muhammad? If she's a terrorist, then she's a terrorist. It's as simple as that. And I do not care how many versions there are of the Prophet Muhammad. I only know one version, and that's the version that says, respect Jesus, respect Moses, respect human beings. Human beings are all your brothers and sisters in humanity, if not in faith. And we need to unite against the radicals within the country. We need to unite. Do not be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Lift your head up high. Lift your head up real high. And make tomorrow a new tomorrow for you. Rise. Leave the mosque. Leave it. Run your own center. Run your own center. Leave everyone. You don't need anyone. Ignore. Ignore all of them. And you make a change as a moderate Muslim Imam. You do it. You do it. You'll get death threats. You will get death threats. And they will want to ruin you. But you will always find people that would love to give you a helping hand. You would love to give you... Who would believe it? Who would believe it? One of my fans in the Middle East sent me this chair. Honestly, all the way from the Middle East, they sent me this chair. He goes, Imam, I want you to sit comfortably. And I thank them. I thank them very much. You will have people that want to support you. You will have people that will be ready to join you in your mission. Be brave men as imams. Ignore what you were taught. Put all of that aside and stand up for what you really believe in. Stand up for what your heart really tells you. Stand up for that. Don't let them silence you. Do not lead a hypocrite life. Do not lead a hypocrite life. Please, my brothers, please. Why can't we have a female mufti? Honestly, I want a female mufti for Australia for a change. Why? Why can't we? Why is it always mufti after mufti after mufti? You know, they wanted me to teach about wife beating. You know, they wanted me to teach about Sharia law. And then they sent me back to Australia. Rebel. So what if they issue a statement? We'll get to their statement later on in response after the month of Ramadan. Because month of Ramadan isn't a month of conflict. So we'll get to the responses later on. But it's about time you rebelled. Rebel. You know the corruption that happens in the Islamic centers. You know the amount of lying and cheating that happens in these centers. You know the amount of corruption that happens in the Islamic schools. Why don't you be honest men? Be honest. Be honest to yourself. Be honest to the community. Be honest to God. And say, God, you know what? I'll be honest with you. Once upon a time, they taught me beating your wife was okay. I realized they're animals. I moved on. Be honest and just go against what you believe is wrong, and we will have a better world. We will. We will. We will. May God bless you all. That's all basically. That's all I had to say tonight after the live show. I really hope that you're enjoying my educational videos. I have a very demanding approach when I speak sometimes. You know, I point out the truth for what it is. And I do not like people lying. You know, I do not lie. Don't play taqiyya with me. No taqiyya. My Facebook page is a no taqiyya zone. It's a taqiyya free zone. No taqiyya on my page. If you come here, you're going to see the truth. I will bring you a book and I will show the world what it's like. May God bless you all. Have a lovely, lovely night. And I pray for your safety. I pray for your well-being. I pray for the national security of Australia. And I pray for you all. Now, after this video, after this very video, I'm going to come out live again with a different topic. So after this very video, I'm going to end this. And then I'm going to come out live again. And we'll speak about a different topic. It's about my application to the army. God bless you and see you in a moment.